Hey everyone, welcome back to Home Gym Hacks and Reviews. Today I'm going to bring you a review for the Titan Fitness seated dip machine. Stay tuned. I ordered this piece on March 11th, which was a Thursday night. It got picked up from the warehouse by FedEx on March 15th, which was a Monday, and then it was delivered to my house on March 17th, which was a Wednesday. It only took 2 days to make it from Titan's warehouse to my house, and it arrived in perfect condition. Lately, all of the pieces that I've ordered from Titan have arrived in great condition. This one was packaged with styrofoam supports on the sides, and then everything was wrapped in plastic. Once I got everything out of the box, I could see that everything was in great condition. There wasn't damage to the pads, and the powder coat on every piece was in great shape. It only took 35 minutes to unbox everything and put it together, so it was one of the fastest and easiest pieces that I've ever put together. I'll give you a quick tour around the machine. I have not seen a weight capacity for this machine, and the web page doesn't list which gauge steel it is, but it looks to be about the same materials as the PEC Fly, which is 12 gauge steel. The weight horns are a powder coat, unlike the prone leg curl, which has a stainless steel weight horn. Right here is your axis of rotation, so if anything gets broken, it's probably going to be that piece right there. The seat has quite a few adjustment points, so it will fit someone who's tall and someone who's short. The handles have a decent angle, and the grips on the handles feel pretty secure. They seem like they're glued on pretty well. And the seat is comfortable, but it's definitely not the most durable seat. I don't think it would last in a public gym, but it's fine for home use. If you have the PEC Fly, the quality of the seated dip machine is about exactly the same. In fact, the lower seat and the upper back pad are the exact same size. As always, I'm going to be brutally honest with you. There are some quality issues with this machine. If you look at those weight horns, they're not level. However, some quality issues are not unique to just Titan. I recently ordered the PowerTech leg press, and those weight horns weren't exactly level either. Also, unfortunately, the distance between the arm and the seat isn't the same from side to side. On this side, it's about 4.5 inches from the arm to the seat. And on the opposite side, it's about 5 inches from the arm to the seat. I don't notice it when I'm doing the movement, but it would definitely irk some people. Prior to having this dip machine, I had the PowerTech dip attachment. I got this a couple of years ago for right at $200, and it was a pretty good piece, but you have to do the movement standing. And as you start to really go up in weight, it's hard to hold yourself into position. And this attachment has a 200-pound weight capacity, but I'm sure you can exceed that without issues. There aren't many plate-loaded dip machines that are budget-friendly. If you take, for example, the Hammer Strength plate-loaded dip machine, it's over $2,000. And for most people, that's just not practical to have in a home gym, although it's a great machine and highly effective, and I've loved it when I've used it. Another dip machine that I've used quite often over the years is the Life Fitness dip machine. This is a great machine too, and I would like to see the Titan Fitness model have the T-handles like this one does. But again, a machine like this is not practical for a home gym owner. This machine is sometimes $4,000 to $5,000. Now back to a dip machine that's within my budget, the Titan Fitness plate-loaded dip machine. I used this machine this morning for an upper body push workout, and it worked great. I got good muscle stimulation and a good pump in my pecs, triceps, as well as deltoids. It took me a few tries to find the correct seat position and the correct hand position to make this movement as effective as it could be. And I found that by leaning forward a little bit, I'm able to target the muscles that I'm trying to work a little bit better. I was surprised by how much I felt this in my chest and shoulders, so it is definitely a great movement to add to any upper body push day. Here's 4 45s on the weight horns. So this just gives you an idea for how much weight you can actually load on this machine. I came back to this machine later on in the day to finish the review. Here I am with 180 pounds on the machine. I don't weigh quite 180 pounds, so I'm just about at the point where I'm going to have a lot of trouble holding myself into position as I'm doing the movement. Here I've jumped up to 230 pounds, and the weight is just too heavy for me to hold myself into position as I'm trying to do the movement. I'm actually being lifted off of the machine. So there are a couple of ways, if you are like me, where you're actually stronger than you are heavier, that you can perform this movement and still hold the position properly. And one of those is just to wrap your legs around the frame of the machine. Another option, if you're having trouble keeping your body glued to the seat, is to put a pair of heavy dumbbells in front of your feet and lock your shoes underneath the handles of the dumbbells and then perform the movement. Here I have a set of 75s, and it's just enough to keep me glued to the seat. Another option is to put the dumbbells behind the front crossbar of the machine and then lock your shoes under the handles. If you're going extremely heavy, I think this option is better than the one that I just showed. I don't think I'll ever use bands on this machine, but this is the best way that I've found to do so in case you wanted to use bands. Just make sure that the dumbbells that you have in place are heavy. Here I have 70s and 75s. Truthfully, it would probably be better if I had 90s and 95s because the dumbbells will move if they're not heavy enough. This piece really is a bonus piece more than anything because I can do dips on the lever arms to the PowerTech Lever Gym, and I can also do dips to the dip attachments that attach to the power rack. But the machine does give me a variety, and it gives my joints a break from body weight dips. Next up, there's an eyelet on the back of the machine that you can connect a carabiner to and then a chain to. And Titan included a curl bar, 2 carabiners, and a chain with this machine. And when I saw that eyelet, I thought that I would be able to get really creative and come up with a bunch of quality movements, but that's not the case. This curl feels awkward. You've got the arms moving back and forth, and even the upright row doesn't feel all that great. Maybe a little bit better than the bicep curl, but neither movement I recommend. If you add a chain to the chain that Titan provided, you can do an overhead press with one hand. But again, this movement is awkward. I don't think it's a movement that anyone would find much value in doing. However, there is one movement that does feel pretty effective using that eyelet, and that's the seated tricep overhead extension. You will need an additional chain to add to the one that Titan provides in order to perform this movement. I did see MC Titan do this movement before me, so I'll give credit where credit's due. Although this movement is a little bit odd because you have those arms moving up and down as you're sitting there. Here I've added another chain to the chain that Titan provides, and you can perform a standing overhead tricep extension, and this feels as effective as the seated. But again, you've got those arms moving back and forth, which makes the movement a little bit odd. Here I tried to get creative and use a dip belt and 2 smaller chains attached to each end for an overhead press. And this movement is okay, but my guess is if you have this machine, you have plenty of other ways to do these movements that I'm showing using this eyelet. And here's how I set up that overhead press, just to give you an idea in case you wanted to try this movement yourself. But I don't think you're going to be amazed by how effective it is. It's just okay at best. In the end, this machine is okay. I did a video for my 18 Titan Fitness products. This makes number 19. It falls somewhere in the middle. I don't think it's as good or as effective as the Pec Fly over there, but it does have its value and it gives me a break from doing free weight dips. So I'm not going to expect a $230 machine to drive like a Cadillac, but for $230, it's effective. It stimulates the triceps pretty well, the pectorals and the deltoids. So I'm happy with it. I don't think I'll sell it. I'll hold on to it. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you found this review helpful, please like and subscribe. Also, check me out on Instagram at Home Gym Hacks and Reviews. Thanks, everyone.